Oh. I'll take that point.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the only badminton point that I will ever get off Peter Gade in my life. So you want to know what it feels like to play on the final stage centre court like all our badminton heroes like Bakri, Daddies, Victor Axelsen or Lakshya Sen? So let me show you here through my head cam, and oh, here's another legend on court, Peter Gade. As most of you would have known, I was in Birmingham for the Yonex All England, and when Yonex called to see if I wanted to come and have a hit on Sunday morning with Peter Gade, who was a legend of the sport, alongside para-badminton stars Jack Shepard, who was a 3 times world champion in his category, and Dan Bethell, who won a silver medal at the recent Tokyo Paralympics, I didn't even need to think. It was a yes. So let me take you through what I felt like playing on the amazing court, which was the finals day court at the Yonex All England. As soon as you step on court, you immediately feel like the court is significantly bigger than any other usual badminton court. It initially made no sense as the pros make the court look so small, with them getting around it so easy with super quick movements, but reality hits very quickly, and that's why they're the pros, and us mere mortal humans do not have the athleticism that they do. A second thing that I immediately felt was how disorienting with the dark background where the seats were, as well as a lack of ability to judge the depth. I believe we normally unconsciously use certain markers in our usual badminton halls to judge the depth, and this being a single court placed in the middle of a huge arena, I had nothing to judge, and hence I was really struggling with judging distance as well as my timing. Because of this, I was hitting way too early in my first initial few warm-up shots and making everything super flat. I was really struggling to time my shots correctly as well. So granted, I didn't have any of my usual badminton gear with me, but I didn't mean to do that anyways, and Peter was super kind to continue knocking it with me without telling me off. Next, we then decided to play some games on court to make use of the time we have. First to 5, winner stays on, rotate. Simple as that.
It's so hard playing in a big hall. So hard.
It's slow, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm hitting too early. Yeah, done. Yes, done.
Oh yes, did I mention that the shows were so slow?
Oh, yeah, looking behind. Cheers, Jack.
For those of you who compete will know the difference between playing in a huge hall and a small hall. There is a significant difference when you're in a huge hall as the shuttle goes so slow, and fortunately or unfortunately I didn't feel much drift, especially when throughout the week the players were telling me about the significant changes to the drift in the hall almost every day. So perhaps we were too early on the court in the morning and the air conditioning hasn't been turned on, or because the doors weren't opened or closed by the crowds. No side drift for me. I was too busy trying to reach every single shuttle.
And the shuttle fly is a lot different than in a normal stadium, so that's also why sometimes talking tactics, it's a lot tactics in a small stadium.
It's different to a big.
Totally different game.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to feel from the outside or watching it at home.
No.
The court seems very big.
Yeah, you're correct.
So that's how it is to play in big stadium.
Also, at this point in time, I'm probably the only player on the planet that can be paired with Peter in doubles and still lose, which Jack clearly sums it up very well here.
Now I can say I've gone with Peter and lost 3 times.
I think it's you, not him.
Of course.
And whilst I was on the court, I also had a chance to sit in the service judge's box where they determine if a player's serve is too high, and here you can see the 2 lines from each of the perspex, which I believe should be 1.15 meters in height, and both lines should be parallel when you're looking towards it so that there's no parallax errors. So in this view, obviously my eyes were in line with both lines as I was watching the guys serve on court. The camera was on my forehead, so the angle is slightly higher, and when your eyes are aligned with the markers on the perspex, it was clear as day to see if someone was above or below the markers on the perspex. I also took a quick swirl around the umpire's chair to look at what equipment they have on the chair, so here you go. A huge thank you to Yonex for inviting me down for this. It has been an incredible experience and privilege to be able to have a hit on the centre court at the Yonex All England finals, as well as having Peter, Jack and a few others on court at the same time. It makes me really appreciate how amazing the pros are for making it look so easy on court, and to be able to relate slightly to them a bit more when they're actually talking about how slow the shuttles are or how hard it is the court to play in, as well as the slight drift and so on.
Shot.
Also, I can now also say I've played on the Yonex All England Finals Day centre court. Have you? I will see you in the next one.